I need my hair back, dude.
Yeah, you even shaved your head for this. I saw that video of
right?
Yeah, him shaving.
You know, the crazy thing, the thing that nobody knows is like when they booked me here, I was in Santa Monica, California, and they met with me, Angus and Tim Warren, and I'm like, well, guys, how am I going to go to anywhere, wherever you bring me? And I said, I'm going to get recognized, and they're like, they're like these Hollywood guys, right? So they're like, oh yeah, you're so famous. And even that little punk Brian said that. Keep this, by the way. And I'm like, no, guys, like you're not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to go anyplace and not be recognized. My following on social media is freaking really, really strong. People know me, and they thought I was just an ego thing, right?
Yeah.
So literally 1 minute later, this guy walks in, 10X, and they're like, fuck, how many times did that happen to you? I said, oh, dude, I guarantee you, there's no way, wherever you drop me, you can drop me in Malta, south of Sicily, and I'm gonna meet somebody. That 10X thing has got some legs, and it's met a lot of people. So, you know, I was in your place. I think I was in your place. It was the third day. I'd got a membership at Snap. Alex had set me up, and I walked up the stairs to go work out. I had a hoodie on, a gray hoodie, and my head was shaved. Walked upstairs. There's a guy and a girl at the end of the stairs, right there where I think the leg machine's over there, in front of the aerobics, the biking place. And there's a guy facing the stairs and a girl with her back to me. I walk up. I turn to go down to down the aisle, you know, and I hear him say, "That guy looks just like Grant Cardone." That was the third day I was there with a shaved head. And then I realized, oh, I can't wear the hoodie. I needed the head. I needed the bald head to throw anybody off for a second. But
then the masks definitely helped on phase 2 when you came back. That was able to protect you a little bit.
Totally. In fact, when I came back, I didn't shave.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I told them, they said, please come back. You know, I'm like, dude, I ain't shaving my head again.
Yeah.
And they're like, I didn't know they were going to be doing COVID tests every week. Whatever you want to do, Grant, however you want to do it, you just come back and finish. I said, I'm coming back. We're going to finish this whole shoot as fast as we can because I was worried about COVID coming back again, shutting it down again. I will not shave my head because my hair was fully grown back, man. I was looking good, dapper again like you. He looks like Ben Affleck, doesn't he? And what happened was I got back there and I'm like, oh, I'm going to live behind the mask. I'm gonna be able to pull this off now because of the mask, and I'll keep a full head of hair. But I hate the mask.
It worked. Covered it up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway, I came down to Miami with Grant Cardone today. Get some extra time with you today. I got several months pre and post COVID with you.
Yeah.
And followed this tornado around for a long period of time, and now we're in your spot.
Yeah.
So thanks for having us.
Good to have your team down here. Good to have Wake Up Pueblo down here. You got a great team of people.
We do. We are blessed. It went from that little team to that big team, all
boom.
Because of Grant Cardone and the Undercover Billionaire and all the stuff. We got a million stories that we can tell here. But first, tell me about this picture. What's going on right here?
So this is an artist called Noe2. Noe2.
It's a beautiful picture.
And my wife, every year they have a thing called, what is it here in Miami? Art Basel. One of the biggest art shows in the world, maybe the biggest. So she said, hey, come down to this thing. She had been there the day before. I walk into this huge, there's tens of thousands of piece of art, probably hundreds of thousands, like everywhere you go. It's just an art show, but it's massive. And I walk in this huge building. I'm pissed off because I'm late. I couldn't find a place to park the car and couldn't find Elena. And I'm like texting her, where are you? And then I look up and like 300 yards away, this beast is standing there. Like it was probably a football field, at least a football field, maybe 2 away. And I was like, oh my God. And I run into Elena. I'm like, we're buying that piece. So I walk up to the guy and I'm like, how much is it? And he tells me, I said, here's my card, call me.
What did he tell you?
What was the number on this thing? I don't know. It was ridiculous. Tell me.
What's ridiculous?
It was maybe 110 or something. You know. Yeah. And I said, call me back with a number when you're ready to leave with it. I said, nobody else can take that. Yeah. Nobody else wants a gorilla. If they like the gorilla, they won't like the cigar. It's too big to go anywhere.
You downsold him.
Okay. And then he called me back. I said, here's the number I'll give you.
And?
If it doesn't fit, I'll keep it. Okay. Or I'll give you your number. If it fits, maybe I keep it, maybe I don't. If it doesn't fit, you're taking it back. But at this number, I keep it no matter what. So we worked it out.
And so it was
Brilliant, isn't it? He's a graffiti artist.
It's beautiful. There's
Right?
so much in that. And there's a hidden message I heard from Sherry today.
Yeah. What
There's
is
a
the
lot.
hidden message? The message is right there. Do y'all know what it says right there? It said something about
I am the original artist or something.
I am Matt Smith. That's
Artist,
what it says.
yeah.
It says Matt Smith.
Matt
Wake
Smith.
up, Pueblo.
Wake up!
Wake up.
Wake up! Coming in hot. So this was originally for your house.
It
Or
was
no,
originally
it was a design for
no,
you.
it was originally for me.
Just wherever you could put it.
I'm like, I love that beast.
All right. So we've got some history together on Undercover Billionaire in Little Pueblo, Colorado. You got dumped off
Yeah.
in Pueblo. Can you tell us that story? What happened?
So-
How did you get to Pueblo, Colorado, of all places?
So in January of 2020, the craziest year in the history, of our country, maybe the world. I was doing 7 cities. I was doing Vegas, Phoenix, San Diego, San Francisco, Oakland, LA, and we were prepping for our growth conference. So in February of every year, we do this big conference, 12,000 people. It's a radical, star-studded event, right? So before the event, my staff here in January they were like, oh my God, we got so much going on. And every time they do that, I'm like, oh, you got too much going on? Add something. Always. That's our solution to solving all problems.
I love it.
Okay, you complain about that? So I said, I'm going to go do 7 cities right now. And they were like, what? Dude, we got this one deal we're doing. What are you going to charge for the 7 cities? It's going to be free. And they're like, why are you going to do a free event when we're trying to sell an event? I said, we're going to do them both. So Elena and I and the kids went and traveled 7 cities, did 7 cities for free while we were selling this event. I get a call in early January from Discovery. And because I'm out there saying, this is going to be the best year you ever had in your life, or it's going to be the worst year. I said that everywhere I went. And sure enough, it was going to be the worst year for a lot of people. And I get this phone call from Discovery, a guy named Angus over at TJAT Productions, TIJAT or something. I feel it's more like iJack, WeJack. They should change their name to WeJack. And they called and said, hey, you're my first choice for the show. And we want to do this show called Undercover Billionaire. Have you heard of it? I said, no, I've never heard of it. And we want you to go. I said, where am I going? They said, we can't tell you. Okay, what's the game? $100, you get $100. We take away your name. We take away your identity. And your job's to go turn it into $1 million. You think you could do it? I said, oh yeah, I could do it. I could do it. But be stupid. Why would I do it? I'd have to leave my business. So they said, hey, go watch this show, Undercover Billionaire. A guy named Glenn Stearns did it. So I went and watched him. I'm like, dude, he did it, but how am I going to do this? I got kids. I'm not leaving my kids. I'm not leaving my wife for 90 days. And I cannot leave my business. Even if I was willing to leave Elaine and the kids for 90 days, I got a bunch of kids around here, man. At that time, we had 180 employees here, another 350 in the real estate. I was doing deals. Like, I got my hands on, like, I got all these meals being cooked.
Tornado, all day, every day.
So, right before this, I'm getting a call. We're working a deal. Yeah. This is my life. Like I'm in deals all the time. So, and we were selling the growth conference out. So that's our huge event every year. It's a tremendous financial obligation. A lot of moving parts. I think we sent out 200 million emails last year to sell that event out. So they called me back. Hey, what do you think? I saw the opening with Glenn on Undercover Billionaire where he's flying into Erie, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this shit.
That was it.
I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna kill it. And then I watched everything Glenn did. Have you seen his show? You have to see it.
I have not watched it all yet.
Because me watching his show, that's how I came up with the strategies I use.
Oh, really?
When I get to Pueblo.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that, and I'm not doing that. And that's something people really need to start learning. They need to start saying, hey, it worked for him, but that's not the way I'm going to do mine. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not going to do it like that, how am I going to do it? Mm-hmm. And that's where I made the decision on the way over there. So I leave Vegas. Let me just go back a second. I leave our growth conference in Vegas, February. I get on my plane, and they're taking me away to a place. I agreed to do it. and I don't know where I'm going. We end up landing in Lamar,
Yeah.
and I get off the plane. They're like, okay, what's your plan? And then I laid out exactly what my plan was. And what's crazy that you don't know is that the plan I laid out when I'm leaving Vegas went down exactly as I said it would.
Really?
Exactly.
Tell us more. What is this plan?
So it was really about, I mean, I'm so blessed that I was dropped off in Pueblo because my plan was really about people. It wasn't about money. It was never about the $1 million. I knew I could get to the million if I could find the right people. And when I watched Glenn do it, and look, there's probably 50 ways people can get to wherever they're going.
Yeah.
When I watched Glenn do it, I'm just like, I don't want to spend any time doing that. I don't want to spend time doing that. And I said, I'm going to find one guy in this town that can connect me. And I did. I found him right away, Ryan Zabukovic.
Yeah.
And Ryan connected me to you and like 3 or 4 other great people. I knew within 4 days, I called my wife and I said, I'm going to crush this. And kind of behind the scenes, I mean, you guys obviously will not have seen it yet, but watch this and then go back and when the show drops, watch the show. But I called Elaine on the 4th day and said, I will crush this. I guarantee you. And she's like, well, why are you so certain? And I said, because what I said I would do, I'm not going to spend any money. I'm going to find the right people, and the right people will lead me to the right business. I'm going to buy a real estate deal while I'm in Pueblo, and I'm going to build a marketing company. Like, that was the plan.
Really?
And when I got there, dude, once I got there, all I was worried about was where do I sleep, where's my water, and where's my food?
Yeah.
I mean, how do I impress you, a guy like you that's in business, and at the same time say, I need you to pay for my dinner?
Yeah.
It's freaking like I'm walking a tightrope. I'm lying all the time about who I am.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Lewis Curtis.
Lewis Curtis from Los
Pueblo,
Angeles.
Colorado.
I'm in Los Angeles.
We're
My kids are in Los
Googling it.
Angeles.
Everybody's Googling it, Facebooking and everything. We're like, who's this Lewis Curtis guy coming into Pueblo, Colorado?
That was the other.
No idea.
I made that. That was a big mistake I made. Like, I should have had all my pages set up.
Yeah.
Because once I got there, I'm like, yeah, I'm a marketing genius.
Look at my
little
followers.
I forgot my Facebook page. Oh, Look at my Instagram page. I don't have one of those either.
But if only they knew who you really were.
Yeah.
After the fact.
And I couldn't use any of that.
Yeah,
I couldn't use. Oh yeah, but guys, really, I have 3 million followers on Instagram. You know?
Yeah.
So, but I said I said people, I'm looking for the right people, and the fact that I got to Pueblo, I was shocked every day because I kept telling Elena, the people here are so amazing.
Awesome.
These are the nicest people in the world.
Yeah.
These people are phenomenal. These people do what they say they're going to do. I could not have been dropped off in a better place. I think that made it easier. And then meeting you and Jenny obviously made it even that much more easy because you're just a good dude, man.
I appreciate that. Well, I do. That is one of my questions, though, is like, you've met plenty of people before me. You just happened to come into my little gym in Pueblo, Colorado. Why'd you choose Matt Smith when this little journey of all this stuff that you were going to do? Why me? What happened there?
So when I left, the first thing I decided when I was leaving Vegas, I'm like, okay, I'm going somewhere in the southwest.
Yeah.
They're either going to drop me off somewhere in the boondoggles of Texas or Colorado. I knew it. Or maybe New Mexico, maybe northwest of New Mexico. I could just see where the plane was going, right? And I knew how much fuel they put on. I asked Ryan, how much fuel did you put on?
So this is your own plane.
Yeah, this is my plane.
Your plane, Ryan knew where he was
and
going.
I'm leaving
but you didn't
Vegas,
know.
right? And I'm like, okay, you didn't put enough fuel on to get to Florida
Okay.
or Alabama. Like, you fly enough, you start figuring the game out, right?
Yeah.
And the plane likes fuel. And so I'm like, we're either going to Texas, we're going to Texas. They're not going to bring me to Houston. I knew we were going to go into a big city because this show is about bringing kind of tertiary cities that have been maybe hurt financially back to life. See if you can drop a guy off with no name, no money in a city that doesn't maybe have as much going on for it. Yeah. I knew I wasn't going to Denver. Denver's in a boom. I said, no, there's no way it's Colorado Springs. They're booming. So it's going to have to be smaller than that for the show. And they said, well, what's the first thing you're going to do? First thing I'm going to do is find a place to sleep. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to a gym. No, first thing I'm going to do is drop my money off. And they're like, what do you mean your money? The $100.
Yeah.
I'm dropping that off at Wells Fargo. So I got in my truck, the truck they gave me. I drove from Lamar to Pueblo, went straight to Wells Fargo. Here's my money. And they're like, why are you getting rid of your money? Dude, because I don't want to spend it. If I have it, I'll spend it. Second thing I did was went to the gym. Third thing I did was went and found a place to sleep. Fourth thing I did was I ran into your gym. And they're like, why are you going to a gym? Why is working out that important for you? I said, dude, working out ain't that important. Good people go to gyms. Good people are in gyms. People that are trying to improve their lives are in gyms. So I knew I needed to go to church. I needed to go to a gym. I needed to go to a library. I needed to go where people were looking for improvement. That people were looking for, I needed to meet people.
Yeah.
So, and then I needed to start telling my story. What I didn't know was how hard it was to lie to people every day. That was tough.
Yeah.
So I made it into your gym the first night I was there. I said, hey, can I meet the owner of the gym? That seems like a smart thing to do. I don't want to give too much away though.
Yeah.
That's
fine.
I met your boy Alex. He set me up on a membership. I ended up meeting you. He gave me like a pass. I said, dude, I don't want to commit here if the people aren't right for me. I'm moving to Pueblo. I started working my story out.
Yeah.
I'm moving here from LA. Oh, really? Yeah, I hate LA. LA's terrible. I started working the story out, I had to figure out how to work this camera crew into the deal. They're from some all America pride, American proud something.
Yeah, they came on the notion that they were doing
a
a
documentary
on Pueblo, Colorado, and showing how amazing
so we had to
it
figure
was.
out how to
that
cover
was
it.
That's what I knew.
Yeah.
This Lewis guy comes in with a documentary saying,
Yeah.
we're going to do this thing, and we just happen to meet this guy that wants to get into the real estate world or potentially do something special in Pueblo.
Yeah.
You told, we thought you were moving the family out, you wanted to check the scope out, so all the behind the scenes, they played their cards okay.
Yeah.
So, what was your expectations? I mean, going into the show, what was your expectations? From this marketing thing that sounds like you thought about.
I thought I was going to be there. I thought I would have the kids out there in 4 or 5 days. I told Sabrina, my oldest, I said, I guarantee. She's like, when am I going to be with you?
Yeah.
I said, oh, you're going to come help me do this. And I did not. Once I got there, just being undercover was hard.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, I'm never going to be able to bring my kids here. People see us together. So, I mean, they have their own followers, right? So there was no way, like after a week, I didn't call home and tell anybody, but I told Elaine, I said, there's probably never going to be able to bring you out here. Don't tell the kids.
Yeah.
And my expectation was this is going to be easy. And then I hit with, okay, I'm not going to be with my family. Okay, now it just got harder. And then it got to 15 degrees the first night. And then I'm pissing in bottles. Because I don't have
sleeping in an RV.
And I'm sleeping in an RV with a bad mattress.
Yeah.
And my neck's getting jacked. And I'm grinding my teeth because it's so cold and I have no heat. And all of a sudden, this thing started getting real ugly. But I thought I was going to be in and out, man. I said, guys, I'm doing this. Glenn took 90 days. I'm done in 45 days. I'll build $1 million business in 45 days and I'm out of here.
Yep.
It didn't quite turn out like that.
So then COVID hits us.
COVID hit.
And then next thing I know, you're like, I'll be back Monday. I'm going to go visit the family. We'll be right back. And then
it was a Friday afternoon.
We both thought, this will blow right over.
COVID was all over the news.
Yeah. So what did you think then?
There was this thing happening and it was going to be terrible. And I'm laughing about it. This is stupid. This is ridiculous. This is a scam, blah, blah, blah. I was over at Zabukovic's RV place and me and his dad are talking. We both think it's a scam. And the next thing I know, the Discovery guys say, hey, things are going off in LA and Miami, though. I'm starting to worry about the kids. And I said, guys, I got to go take care of my family for 3 days. I'll be back on Monday. I really thought I was coming back on Monday. Sunday, they called me and said, time out. This thing's getting out of hand. They got scared.
And did you think it was over?
We shouldn't have stopped. We shouldn't have stopped. We should have kept going. I kept saying, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Let's keep going till we
Shut
can.
us down, yeah.
And they shut us down. I was basically sitting on my hands for 3 months.
What was your favorite part about Pueblo, Colorado?
Well, dude, the
best and worst thing that you experienced in Pueblo, Colorado?
Well, I mean, the best and the worst thing. I mean, I have terrible memories there, okay? Like, this was the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. There's a headline for you. Hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. Number one. Number two, I would never do it again. Number three, I would tell anybody that's thinking about doing Undercover Billionaire, don't do it.
Why is it the hardest thing you've ever done in your life? You've done a lot of hard things. From what I know about you, to get to where you're at, this was not an easy ride, and this was the hardest thing you've ever done. Why?
It was being away from family. It was hard on the marriage. It was hard as a parent. It was hard. It was hard being by myself. It was hard being away from my team. Like, this thing I built is not just about me. I got a team. I got support. So I'm running by myself every day. And then at night, I'm trying to have to keep the other things going. The lying was terrible.
Yeah.
I can't, nobody's ever going to understand how, for a guy like me that always says what's on his mind, for me to have to add, oh yeah, by the way, I'm Lewis Curtis. I would literally, before I would go out in the morning, I would drive to your place. I am Lewis Curtis. I am Lewis Curtis. I am Lewis Curtis. I'm from Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
I am Lewis Curtis. I am from Los Angeles. I would say it over and over and over again until I'm like, okay, I'm Lewis Curtis, because I was always worried about saying, hey, Granny, what's up? What's a 10X? Yeah. You know, because I've said that a million times.
Right.
You know how many streams I've done? Grant Cardone here, your Uncle G, you know.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I had to break that whole, that was very painful.
Yeah.
I called Elena all the time. She's like, what's so hard about it? I'm like, the lying is terrible. So I had to lie to you. I had to lie to Jenny. Jenny would be like, hey, you want to come hang out with us this weekend? Yeah, I really do. And I'm thinking, but I ain't.
Yeah.
You offer me your basement. I'm like, man, I'd love to take your basement, but I can't because I have this other life.
Yeah.
And so that was really, really hard. Not knowing where I was going, really hard. Managing money when you don't have any coming in. I mean, the big gift in this show was that I really learned what people go through every day. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, it's been a long time since I worried about any financially, the little stuff. I mean, I worry about big stuff. How am I going to get this $30 million bucks?
Yeah.
You know, why can't I own a yacht yet? When do I get my helicopter? I think about that kind of stuff, but all of a sudden it was like, I can't afford this taco.
Yeah.
I can't tip the waitress $2. Like, it was a different thing. I cannot buy a bottle of water. And it was like, whoa, dude, this is real. And that's when I knew I couldn't bring my kids out. I'm like, I can't even fund myself. How am I going to fund them? And then I really got connected to what's going on in America and what's, you know, with middle class, not just poor people, but middle class, and started really connecting with the people in Pueblo with you know, it's a great town, and unfortunately, you know, one, people don't know about it. It's got a bit of a stigma, mm-hmm. and the town's not doing a lot to correct it. I think you will change that with Wake Up Pueblo. And because of all that, the wages aren't there, right? So mm-hmm. people live in Pueblo. It's a beautiful town. They think they got to go to Denver to mm-hmm. actually have an opportunity, and it's not true. So I have never been any place where I met so many nice people, but I was also, you know, the game wasn't to meet nice people.
Yeah.
So I'm having to play this game. I got all these nice people, but dude, I need to make some money.
Yeah.
That's when I came up with that sign. I will work for $1 million.
Yeah. So from there, I mean, then we started a business. We talked about a ton of different businesses, which I probably can't go into too much detail because that's going to be shown out there, but we started something. Well, why did you direct at me, and why did you?
Because you're a good guy.
And then why do we direct that traffic?
Well, you know, just look. The problem in business is finding somebody that wants to be a partner, and that trusts. Like, the fact that you trusted me is, had you not trusted me, I wouldn't have gotten there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what caused you to trust me. I met a lot of other people. Right, you know, other people trusted me, but they didn't want to do business. They didn't want to go do something. I needed to find, one, somebody that would trust me, two, somebody that would give me money, and three, somebody that wanted to build something. Like, those three things together. I couldn't just find somebody that wanted to give me money, because if all you did was give me money, then I need to go find another person to give me money. And I didn't know you were going to be the partner when I met you.
Okay.
You know, I thought maybe I was going to buy an RV park. I literally thought that was one of my businesses, because I started searching businesses to buy.
Huh.
And there was a couple of RV parks. I thought Zabukovic's was for sale. I was just in the wrong place. I went there to investigate. Hey, I understand you're selling this place. He's like, no, that's the guy on the south side of town. And then I'm like, I don't even know anything about this business, but I think it's going to be great in the future. Can you show me an RV? I don't even know what an RV is. Next thing you know, I'm sleeping in one. But really, I was just showing up every day. I didn't know how it was going to unfold. And then, dude, then I run into you and Jenny. The next thing I know, we're selling mattresses in the streets on a Saturday, putting flags out
cars
there.
And it seems like years and years ago.
Right?
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good time. So why Wake Up? I mean, why does Wake Up work?
Yeah,
One thing I learned when I was hanging out with you, and you talk the talk, you really understood marketing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I would level you up with the best of the best in the world from a marketing standpoint. Why does Wake Up work?
Well, because, when I was there, I just kept running into all these businesses. The only people I ever called on was people that owned a company.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to anybody else. I'd go to the gym. If you didn't own a business, I didn't talk to you. I'm like, hey, it's good to see you. Boom, boom, next. And you watch me just bump.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to next. Next is a strategy, right? So
Yeah.
Every time I'd run into one of these businesses, I'd be like, hey, I'd go look at their pages. Facebook, nothing. Instagram, nothing. YouTube, nothing. I'm like, these people don't even know how to use social. It's not a Pueblo problem, but it's a nationwide problem. And unfortunately, I couldn't tell anybody, that I'm good at this game. That somehow I'm probably the oldest person on social media and probably make the most money, for my age group. So maybe any age group. I mean, we've raised almost $500 million. Okay. The reason Wake Up works is because everybody has one. Everybody has a page or pages. Every customer's there. Whether you're buying a roof or you're buying a house or you're getting a mortgage or you're getting a loan on a business, whatever you're doing, your clients are all on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google. They're searching. That's where the whole world is, right? It's the TV. It's the billboard. We talked about, I told your wife, this is the billboard.
Right.
It's just in my hand. And I don't have to wait till I pass it. I see it every day. And you got what I was doing. I'm not buying ads. We're not buying ads. We're creating a social presence to tell a story about that company. And to the degree you can make the story interesting. I've just made my story interesting. I'm just another person on the planet. I'm of 7 billion people. I've just figured out how to weave into a part of my story, in the viewer's story. How to sell something, how to make money, how to buy a piece of real estate. And that's what, when I came to you and started saying, hey, let's do the billboard, let's do the, sell the mattresses and do the Saturday, the guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
We're going to do pages out. I'm like, that's not scalable.
Yeah.
Me and you running around 3 hours putting.
It worked, but it's not scalable.
No, but I mean, how many days am I going to do this?
Right.
I call home, Elena's like, what'd you do today? I said, man, we handed out flyers. Flyer? What's a flyer? She didn't even know what a flyer is. I said, it's a flyer. It's come buy a mattress. And I'm like, I'm exhausted, running around, messed up ankle.
Yeah.
You and Jenny are out there doing it. We got people hating on us for it.
Right. Slamming car doors at us, screaming at us, flipping us off.
And then when I saw that you were willing to do that and you were willing to put money behind that, and then we went and made a bunch of money that weekend selling mattresses.
We did.
And then I'm like, we got to scale this thing. And the fact that you were open to the whole social media thing, you had a podcast room you were starting, it was just the right person at the right time with the right open mind, and then Wake Up Pueblo is going to offer that to companies that don't know how to do that. Any company that the owner or ownership is somewhere in the 35 to 40-year-old to 60-year-old in that band, and they're running the company, which is probably the majority of companies in America. How would we know anything about social media?
Right.
All the customers are there, though.
Can't do it. Don't know how to do it. Don't have time to do it.
Can't do it.
Don't have time.
Yeah, I hadn't used that line in a while.
Don't
do it. Never get around to doing it. And no, you should be doing it.
Don't have time to do it or something.
Got to back and watch the show. We had a great line, though.
Yeah, we did. Can't do it.
Don't do it, can't do it. Never get time to do it.
Yeah,
we'll do it for you.
Exactly. Sounds about right. So yeah.
And that's true. So Wake Up Pueblo, that business is like, the fact that you invested the money to create podcast rooms. At the same time, Joe Rogan got his $100 million deal on podcasts.
Right.
We do podcasts from here. They live forever. We blow out our YouTube channel. We posted 5,000 plus videos on YouTube that cost almost nothing for us to put up that live forever.
Yeah.
Every company in Pueblo should be doing this.
Not just Pueblo, everywhere.
Every company in Colorado Springs, they don't. Every company in Denver, why? They don't make the time to do it. They're running a business. How can I run a bank and do videos on YouTube?
100%.
How can I take calls about roofing, follow hailstorms, and take the time to build out a YouTube channel?
Or LinkedIn or any of that. That was every time we talked to anybody, that was like,
Yeah.
what is LinkedIn or what is YouTube? No, I did that video once a long time ago.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that omnipresence is something that you definitely brought that's always in your face,
Yeah.
often. And ever since I follow you now, I mean, it works.
Yeah.
You're on every single one of my pages all day long.
Yeah. So you can't
It
get away
works.
from me.
Absolutely.
Only way to get
So,
away from me is to block me.
Yeah.
And say, I don't want to watch this anymore. Even then, I'm probably going to find you
You're
somewhere.
still going to find it. Absolutely.
And that's the point. Like the story that we were telling the business owners in Pueblo is, look, you don't have the time to do this. You don't know how to do this. You could do it, but it would cost you a lot of money to do it. I mean, what you're doing for what you charge, it would cost them 2 videographers. I have 4. They would need 2 minimum. They would need at least 2 editors. Those are going to be 30, 60 grand. The videographer is going to be another 45,000 each. That's 90,000. So now they're at 120. They hadn't even produced a piece of content yet. They don't have an HR person. You need a 5th person just to do HR. You got to do criminal background checks. You got to own the content. You need video cameras. You need lights. You need recording material. You need to archive all this stuff. Like this is why people never do it. Right. Oh, well, I'm going to do it. Oh yeah, you're going to post one video on YouTube one time.
Right.
And it's like throwing a brick in the Grand Canyon and thinking you're going to fill it up. You're not. So what you're doing is freaking massive, dude. LinkedIn content, Twitter content, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok if they want it.
Right. It just takes it off their plate. They need to run their business. They don't need to be doing all this side of that. That's what we do best.
You know, and the other thing is like you know, I know some of your audience is going to be like, but how long is it going to take me to get a click or a like? You're not looking for clicks and like. You're looking for presence. Mm-hmm. You got to value presence, and it costs you more not to do this than it costs to do it. To not be there means you die. So like if I go to my Lewis Curtis, it was the name that I took on over there. Lewis. I haven't gotten rid of this account yet. Real Lewis Curtis. I have 668 followers. You know, my last post had 64 likes. You know, but I'm not trying to get likes, right? And I'm not trying to monetize this page.
Right.
But I know if I'm not there, we should be posting on this page every day, by the way, just do something dumb. They got kids out there. They got 15-year-old kids making millions of dollars a year on YouTube. It's just a distribution channel. They pay nothing to do that.
Oh. Yeah, so I mean, even what you're doing right now, I mean, this was something that we did often when we're in the middle of a meeting, we're in the middle of tearing down walls, we're in the middle of something, and Lewis just disappeared because you had so much going on.
Yeah.
How was that? I mean, tell us that side of it. I mean,
yeah, that was
you have so many things, and you are just like this force of energy everywhere you go, and you're always just going.
Yeah, so you know, it's just it's having a priority IQ. You know, I'm just handling the next thing. It's like I'm handling somebody pulled the pin. You know, well, you just pulled the pin on the grenade. Nothing else matters now. The only thing that matters is that grenade, so that we don't all blow our faces off. You know, so all I'm doing is moving. I'm moving to what is the next most important event in my life. They happen to be big events.
Yeah.
So, you know, time is a really precious commodity. So when I'm looking at a guy, you know, different than you because you're in Pueblo, by the way. I know this was very complicated also on you and Jenny because you're looking at this guy coming into town and you guys have lived there your whole lives.
Right.
My agenda is completely different than yours.
Right.
Yours has that added component of, hey, this is our neighborhood.
Right.
These people know us. We have to live here. Mm-hmm. You know, this is, at the end of the day, you know, I can bounce. And you guys can't.
Absolutely.
And that is a reality of the reality show that people don't understand. Maybe they're like, oh, was it real? the thing that they knew that the viewer won't see is these guys can't leave their town. This is where the kids go to school. This is where they go to church. This is where they do business.
40 years building a reputation down there. We
Yeah.
weren't going to just let that get torn away. And that's if there was a time that we butted heads, that was when it was.
Of course.
But now it makes sense.
And I was telling
because
them,
you were like trying to move to the next thing, and I'm
dude,
like, whoa,
the only
we
thing I
got
had,
a lot.
I was there to play a game and win a game.
Exactly.
And my game was to get to a certain valuation.
Exactly.
So I'm like, hey, next, we would drive. You would be in your truck driving to a call,
Yeah.
and I'm driving over there, and I'm telling the GoPro, this is the dumbest meeting. I'm going to get in there. We're going to be in there 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. When we were going to the bank,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the dumbest meeting. There is no freaking way in the world these people will buy this, and they did. I was wrong.
And what'd you say to the GoPro after?
It's so good to be wrong. It's so good to be wrong. But there was other times when okay, there's nothing here. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's bounce. Because I need to get out. One, I either had, let's go, because I'm running out of time. Every day is a day less on 90 days. Or I got some other deals calling me. Mm-hmm. See, your crew's like $10,000 for 1 month. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm working a deal for $110 million right now. I'm going to blow this deal because I'm in this meeting. So I was being like ripped apart
I can imagine.
between win the Undercover Billionaire game and I got this deal over here that like a lot of people are.
And in my head, I'm like, this guy has no manners. He just split on a
Zero
meeting.
manners.
Like, where the heck is this guy going?
Right,
but
right.
you're like, there's some big fish out there you got to take care of.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell you, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's probably what people go through every day.
Absolutely.
I got to go to get the kids.
Yeah.
I forgot my wife's anniversary tonight. People are being pulled. It just so happens most of the time they're being pulled by things that actually don't improve the quality of their life.
Yeah.
Rather than putting those things out there, they're like, hey, let somebody else handle that one, and let me go do something that's actually going to change the projection of where the family could go, where the business could go, And so that's what I'm doing a better job of in my life today is like, I'm willing to walk out of a meeting with you. Most people can't do that because they're like, no, I can't do that. It's wrong. But I know this other thing is more right than this is wrong. Mm-hmm. And most people don't have enough personal fortitude to say, oh no, we're walking out of this meeting.
Yeah.
Because that's too big, too important. It's this guy. This guy, this guy right here, he can take a petal off of a flower and not damage the rest of the flower. And then turn it around and snap your freaking brain, crush it with the same hand. So you got to have both of those, right?
Absolutely.
You are the pedal guy. You're so freaking awesome. You're such a nice person. You and Jenny are just super nice people. I said this a lot of times. I'm like, we just need to develop the killer in him now, the crush.
The killer. So so.
And Pueblo was built on that, dude. That's a
100%.
hard town, man.
Yeah.
The history of Pueblo. I mean, there's some gangsters came through that town.
There is some gangsters.
I mean, some serious.
Yeah. Including Grant Cardone.
Yeah, no, but
He's
I mean,
hardcore. You gotta
some
watch
really
out.
bad dudes.
He's
man.
hardcore.
I mean, when you hear the history of Pueblo,
yeah.
I think Pueblo is a little maybe disconnected from its history. Like the people that came through there and what they did, the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts or the what's the one to start with the G? You know the history of Pueblo?
You guys taught me half of it.
Guggenheims.
That's the-
Heimers. Yeah, Guggenheims or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're all
You guys on
shows.
YouTube, tell me what names I'm missing. You should do your research
Right.
on Pueblo.
So I spent more time with you probably than most people ever get to spend time with you.
Dude, you spend more time with me than probably my wife.
your family, your pilot. I got
Yeah,
like 5
yeah.
months with you.
Crazy.
And so you got to know me a little bit. I got to know you a little bit
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Goods, bads, and uglies, and everything in between. But what advice would you have for Matt Smith going forward?
What advice would I have for Matt Smith?
Knowing me.
Well, Matt Smith's got a big future in front of him. I think Wake Up Pueblo is going to be a big deal. You're a great entrepreneur. You're just a good dude. Everybody's going to like you. I know you say you're not going to do politics, but I know one day you're gonna, because enough people are going to say that to you. You'll play the game one day.
You have an announcement to make about politics, possibly?
Not today.
Not yet. You sure?
I'm going to run for president of Discovery Channel. So yeah, so like your people skills are tremendous. Like you have a way to get people to bond to you and trust you, and I mean you have a skill set I don't have.
I appreciate it.
And it's probably too late in my life to develop it.
Yeah.
So I wish I had that. But Wake Up Pueblo, man, you guys are going to offer a great service to Southwest Colorado, without a doubt. It needs it too.
Absolutely.
And
Potentially all Colorado and potentially
hopefully if
nation.
Discovery ever comes to their freaking senses,
Yeah.
they'll release this show for Pueblo, you know. And you guys really y'all ought to take a run at them. Say, you said that show was going to be this year. And you said this was going to be about Pueblo, not Pueblo and 2 other cities.
Yeah.
And probably won't do any good. But
You and Discovery, you guys had your falling outs on set.
oh yeah, this should definitely be a title. Grant Cardone has fallen out with Discovery Channel.
And definitely Grant Cardone and Discovery Channel behind the scenes was a thing. It was a thing all day, every day. There was a lot of
Well, that's a
headbutting
production
going on.
company.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
There's
You're
the
right.
Discovery thing.
So
And then there's the. I was on the phone with Glenn Stearns the other day. I said, Glenn, I'm sure they've told you how much nicer you are than me. He's like, yes, they have, and I'll refrain. Like I knew in 3 days. I said, oh, this is because they had the same crew with Glenn Stearns that they had with me in the beginning.
Oh, really? I didn't know
in the
that.
very beginning.
Okay.
And when COVID hit, the whole team got dissipated. But I knew at 3 days. I said, oh, this is a different experience for you guys. Because at 3 or 4 days, they were like, you got to slow down. This is going too fast. Yeah. And I'm like, we're doing a different deal. When are you going to start spending money? I'm like, don't worry about that. This is my plan. This isn't your plan. And the production company, they do have to make a TV show.
Right.
And I'm like, no, we ain't doing that. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. And they're like, we got to, no, you're not doing it. This is what I'm doing. You guys, your job is to follow me. And all of a sudden they knew. They're like, oh, dude, we have an uncontrollable force here. This guy's uncontrollable, has his own thoughts. I'm driving down the road. There's 3 trucks before COVID hit. 3 trucks following me trying to get video. I'm freaking. I drive worse than your wife does.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And they're pulling me over. Dude, you got to quit driving like this. You're putting people at risk. I'm like, fuck, I didn't even know you guys were following me. I'm on to the next thing. You said you were going to Matt's. The next thing you're going over to this restaurant. That's right. I'm going to call on these people before I see Matt. Like it was like freaking crazy.
Yeah.
And they were pissed off. They're upset. They can't follow me. They can't get their cameras. They're like, we're not set up. I'm like, fuck your setup. I'm going in to make a sales call.
Yeah.
I forgot. Half the time I would forget that I was doing a TV show because I got so into it.
Yeah.
To like, no,
You
guys,
did
I'm
too.
going to get the money.
Yeah.
And they're like, we need the camera to record it for that to be important. And I'm like, okay, well, get the camera to record it,
Get it
or
right
I'll
now.
do it on my phone.
Yeah.
Because
Whatever
I know
it
how to
takes.
do this. So I was in this constant because I didn't want to lose my momentum.
Yeah.
And I know the momentum is like it's this thing. It's this, it's the it.
Yeah.
And every time it's like, hold on, Grant, we got to get the drone up.
Yeah. Something new.
I don't need the drone shot.
Yeah.
You need the drone shot. I don't care about the drone shot. I need the money.
Yeah.
And so there was that. You said 5 months because what happened was I was there about a month, got stopped, took 2 or 3 months off, went back, clock stopped, and then went back and finished it in 2 months. But the entire time from start to finish, we were button heads the entire time. There was never. Everybody was.
I saw it.
Peace, dude.
But I respect that about you too. Is like you this was their show, but you were in control. You
Well,
knew
it
what
was
you wanted.
It was like I fought to be an executive producer on the show. And they're like, Glenn didn't want to be a producer on the show because he didn't want to feel like the show's produced. I'm like, oh, okay, well that's Glenn's decision.
Yeah.
I'm not going to not call myself something, and I know I'm going to have some production input here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to trick the public.
Yeah.
So that's not who I am. Hey guys, I'm in the show. There is a show. There are cameras. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a show.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. But I'm gonna go get that money, and you guys get to follow me around, watch me pick up that paper.
Yeah.
But everything else was real. I mean, if we could have figured out how to do it without cameras, without a crew, we would have done it. You just can't figure out how to do it. Yeah. I met you. I didn't know you before then. I'd never been to Pueblo. I did not know how to get from the RV park to the other side, to Corona, where I ended up living. They showed me after like 3 weeks that I was going the wrong way every time.
Oh, how funny.
You know?
Taking the long way?
Yeah, because I should have been taking Pueblo. What road is that? The shortcut? Pueblo? No. What's that?
Boulevard.
Not Pueblo Boulevard.
No, I would always go to the 25.
Santa Fe?
Or anyway.
I-25? Oh, yeah. To
I would
cut back
always go around, all the way around.
Yeah.
And there's that main road with the big apartment building.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. They didn't
Santa
really
Fe.
want me buying apartments.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
They're like, that's a transaction. Had this whole big fight about it.
But
You
I
should
enjoyed
have a whole
watching you in action
section.
there.
Cardone fights with Discovery. Blowout. Like that's the stuff people love. Okay.
And you were trying to buy real estate.
And they're like, that's
I went
a
on a couple of
transaction.
deals
I'm
with
like,
you too. And
real
watched
estate,
that.
huh?
Watching you in action at the Kona guy was
Yeah.
remarkable. Just seeing how you just were in the zone. That was your element that whole time.
that
And they
deal-
were like, you can't do this.
They didn't want me to do a social media company.
Yeah.
They're like, these are the things you do already. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to come here? You didn't say I had to come here and learn a new skill.
Right. You just said get to the money. And
You just said I had to get $1 million,
figured that part
build $1 million company.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to do the real estate. I had this days and days I would fight them about the real estate. Yeah. They don't want to cover the apartment deal. I said, guys, real estate is not a transaction. It is a business. So the deal you ended up doing there with your place, that is a business as long as you bring in other tenants. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, we had all these. They it's just.
What was
And I'm used
one
to-
behind the scenes?
I'm used to running on my own, dude. I'm used to doing whatever I want to do.
Being
I
in
don't have
control
a
of everything.
Discovery. I don't have a production company.
Yeah.
We do Grant.
Yeah.
And I thought that's what I was going there to do. And then when you add other people and look, Discovery's a great channel.
Yeah.
They've been done a lot of really successful things. As long as you want to watch mindless TV.
Yeah.
But this isn't mindless TV. This is following a guy that wants to go from $0 to $1 million.
Yeah.
And there is a strategy. And that's what I was trying to tell them. Like, guys, we're not digging for gold here. Mm-hmm. Okay, this isn't like a shovel, mountain, survival. I got to meet a person, convince him to trust me, and then start trying to build a business. I thought I was going to have an acai bowl place. I was thinking that was going to be the business.
We talked about that.
So anyway, man,
Yeah.
it was insane.
So the 10X.
If you ever get a chance to go, you should, like 10 years from now, go be undercover.
There you go.
Somewhere.
It would be a journey for sure.
Freaking insane. Would you do
10
it?
years.
Would you do
Absolutely.
it? You would?
Absolutely. I'd have to get permission, but
Yeah.
10 years from now, maybe it'd be a fun one. But yeah, 10X, Wake Up. Our whole team is here right now. We've got just an unbelievable behind the scenes to see what you do. Like, I didn't realize this when you were in Pueblo, Colorado. Now that I'm in your element, you got a lot to be proud of here. You've got an amazing team. Your energy is conveyed in everybody in this entire building here. And we're excited to partner with you in all this. What's next for 10X and what's next for 10X and Wake Up?
So, 10X is way bigger than me. Like when you come in here, you've been here the last 2 days.
Yeah.
You come to the morning meeting.
Yeah.
Anybody that's watching this, you've ever get a chance to come in this environment. It will give you at least the example of what a company could look like, whether you want your company to look like that or not. Is up.
Just the passion, the energy first thing in the morning, and then every single person on your team is so like, what can we do to help? How do we get there?
Yeah.
But they know the numbers. They understand what success means in this building and how they're going to get there. And their goals are so 10X'd out there that they're doing it.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Your element is impressive.
Yeah, thanks. And it wasn't always like that. Like 10 years ago, it wasn't. I didn't have this business. I didn't have 10 or 12 years ago when 08 hit. I guess 12 years ago. I was dependent upon 4, 5, 6 people. I was officing out of a home. It was just an amateur hour, man. And that's what I respect about you, Matt, and what you and Jenny have built. Like, you have Snap Fitness, you have big commitment there. You have your mattress store, Snooze. I need a mattress, by the way. I need a queen mattress for my kid's bedroom.
I'll get it shipped.
And you're a guy that you commit. You put money into it. And a lot of people just think, and you're willing to write the check and then push on it, advertise it, hire to it. You do all those things, so you do that expansion thing. So I think you're going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't get nominated or selected as the fastest. Wake Up Pueblo probably is going to be the fastest growing business in the state of Colorado. You guys should definitely apply for whoever keeps that.
Yeah.
You're definitely.
Oh, the
I mean,
momentum is
nobody
just
knows what
unreal.
happens in this thing, but
Absolutely.
But you should get that 2020 award.
Well, yeah, we developed something that is such a need.
But it was
the
transferable to
energy's
you.
crazy.
Like when the right people pick up the 10x thing,
Yeah.
you picked it up. You're the right person for it. You're like wham! All of a sudden you went from during COVID, no revenue at all, no customers at all, to adding a customer lineup that is like from your Snap membership at what is that, $40 a month or something, to selling a sofa to a guy once every 7 years,
Right.
to all of a sudden you got a business now that's signing up the best of the best companies in Pueblo that want you to handle their YouTube, their Snap, their LinkedIn, their social media accounts. I got out of the pitch a little bit. I got to get back into the pitch.
Yeah, we got it down pretty good.
The fact that you went from that during COVID, the country's being shut down, and you freaking pivoted,
Yeah.
continued to operate your other two businesses, and added this third business, which I know for sure is going to be the fastest growing company in Pueblo, and probably the fastest growing in the state of Colorado in 2020, when 30 million jobs were lost. It's freaking crazy. Shows you the power of 10x with the right person.
Yeah.
And not because not everybody likes the 10x message. A lot of people they want to do the 1x.
Just stay.
They want to do the 1.25x. They just want to stay where they are until they realize, oh, I can't.
Well, and that's something that you definitely brought to us. I mean, when you did the little bit of research, meeting all the small businesses, you did your due diligence and saw that a lot of these business guys, if they're making money, they're good. If they're not making money, they're just clocking in on Monday, clocking out Friday. It is kind of what it is. Where since you've been gone, the elevation already, people are getting deals left and right because of what we're doing out there.
Yeah.
We had one of our financial guys was like, YouTube just got me a deal, and Instagram, somebody just called me off of Instagram. I would have never in a million years even known that was a thing. So this was all right there. You knew that it was necessary. There was a need.
It's just there.
Yeah.
And so COVID really kind of pulled the cover off of.
Yeah.
You have to always go see somebody, and everybody pushed to this Zoom meeting. So all that actually benefited maybe an awareness.
Yeah.
The world didn't stop. We regardless of what everybody says every day in the media, people are still doing business.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate how many businesses got hurt, but a lot of those businesses got hurt because they have not been using many of the tools.
Pushing.
So when fewer people buy, guess what? People suffer.
Yeah.
And what happens is the people at the top, the people that are best known in the market, are going to win the market share. Mm-hmm. And so what Wake Up Pueblo is doing is making sure your customers, whether they bought from you, they heard of you before, it doesn't matter what they did in the past. It matters are they thinking about you when they're ready to go do this today? So there's 3 categories of business owners in Pueblo, probably in every town. It's like, this has nothing to do with me. The other group is, we're doing just fine. And the third group is like, dude, we're never doing good enough.
Yeah.
And we want to lean into this hard. And that's probably all across America, where I can't do this, it has nothing to do with me, I can't afford it, my customer's not there.
Yeah.
When I bought my plane, I told Gulfstream, I said, you should let me do all your social media. And they're like, we don't think our customer's there. I'm like, I just wrote you a check. Like, I bought the place that we had dinner at last night. When I bought that, I said, guys, I should do all your social media. We don't think our customer's there yet. They still have 3 units over there they hadn't sold.
Really?
And the building's 8 years old. I'm like, well, there you go.
Wow.
And they're going to end up filing bankruptcy because they never got their profits out of the deal because nobody knows them because there's so much competition in the marketplace.
Really?
So, your wife sells billboards. I see the billboard. People pay a lot of money for the billboards. I know Lamar's all over the country, built a multi-$100 million billion-dollar business out of that.
Yeah.
I'm driving down the road, see the billboard. But today, it's my billboard. And
right
Wake
there.
Up Pueblo
Billboard,
can put
TV
you on the
commercial.
phone.
That's your newspaper. That's everything.
Breaking news. Apple's about to announce their new 11 iPhone, 12 or whatever.
Yeah. So what's next with Wake Up? What's next with 10X and Wake Up?
You tell me, man, what's next? What's the game? I'm just your partner.
Nationwide. Colorado-wide.
Does everybody
nationwide.
know that you are now a 10X sales and marketing bona fide, certified?
We have certainly been telling everybody from the tallest building that we can find
I'm
that
sure.
we are 10X certified
Yeah.
sales and marketing team for sure.
We've never given that to anyone in the world, by the way.
And we don't take it lightly.
So
We're representing well,
Yeah.
and it's absolutely. So, in my eyes, I think this could definitely there's such a need, and everybody that we've got on board is seeing huge results. And you're opening the eyes to small businesses, large businesses. A lot of the older business community has no idea what social media is, and some people are still throwing ads in the newspaper or the old phone book. We had a ton of people like, I still do the phone book.
dude,
What?
And I
That's a
told
thing?
it was Corey, right? No, Rory.
Rory. Oh yeah.
I said, Rory, you should keep doing it too.
yeah, if it works.
Somebody
do it,
said you should quit doing that. I'm like, no, did you make money last month? Throw money at it again. Like when things work, I don't change my underwear.
Yeah.
Like, what was I wearing yesterday? Okay, good. Stats went up. Do it again.
Do it again. Every
Like
day's
whatever.
Tuesday.
You don't know what works. Like I don't always know. What exactly works. Like Francisco, wear that striped shirt again today.
It works.
Okay, because it worked. That's why we say, what day is it? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
'Cause Tuesday used to be a good day. I don't know if it was this week or not, but.
Every day's Tuesday.
Yeah, but anything I can do to help you guys blow up and get Pueblo known as a great place to live and work, and because it is a great place, man.
Yeah.
Great place, great schools, great people. Like stop and get directions. People aren't hating on you all the time.
Yeah.
You want to tell them about that one girl that hated on me though? I still remember her. I'm still hurt about that.
The cryotherapy.
Cryo chick. What's her name? Cryo bitch.
Des.
Grant
Des.
Cardone reveals cryo bitch in Pueblo.
This is the only one that he didn't get along with.
Yeah,
in the
man,
whole
she
trip.
didn't like me, man.
She's a
girl-
firecracker.
The girl told me she didn't want me to move to Pueblo. We don't want you here.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. At least she's honest.
Yeah, she is honest. We'll give her that.
Yeah. So, hey, what did you learn? Let's just use this piece real quick for him to just flip it. Okay. What did you learn rolling around with me?
Same thing I've learned in your actual place here. Like when I was with you, a lot of it was like I'm hanging out with the tornado and I don't know what's next. And in your entire team here, I've learned that they feel that way every single day. As much as they know you, they're still prepared to pivot at any moment, any hour, and for the right reasons. Like you're a force. And when I was with you, sometimes I got frustrating. Like, wait, we need to come back here before we go there. And you're like, we don't have time for that. We'll figure that out later. Let's go make some more sales. Let's go do this stuff. I think the passion, the energy, the passion for life is something that you just can't duplicate. You know, the family. You know, that was something that pulled me into you that we talked about last night a little bit. But family first was something that's the reason I wrote a check at the beginning of this, was because I'm like, this guy. He's a dad. He's a husband. And that's passions in life for you. Like you definitely are a good man, and you care about your family. You know, family first, 100%. But as far as like learning lessons, it was the structure, the systems, what you have here that we've seen with your teams, and building that. You know, and running fast, the 10X way. I'm learning it now that there's a label to it, but at the time it was like. Just catch up. Where's it going next? What are we doing here? We're in the middle of a meeting, and I'm like, we're trying to finish the meeting. You're like, poof. Like, I didn't have time for that. We got to do this next
Yeah,
step.
but
We
you
gotta do
know,
the
to
next
me
thing.
it was cool because Sherry does this really well. Sherry never tries to stop me.
Yeah. Your whole team.
She never tries to make me wrong. Like, hey Grant, we didn't finish it. Never. Like 10 years she's been with me.
Yeah.
She different, by the way, than my wife. My wife is not as able to do this because I mean, like,
Different dynamic.
It's a different relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sherry's job is to support me in being the tornado.
Yeah.
A guy told me this once, and I'll never forget. Doug Doring, he owns ABC Mouse. You've probably seen it on TV. They do a learning tool for kids.
We have it for our kids.
Yeah, it's freaking like
It's
it's a
awesome.
multi-billion-dollar company,
And he's a marketing company too. I mean, they're genius at marketing.
Genius.
You see them everywhere.
and he said to me, he's like, hey, I really want your help on this. I said, yeah, but what do you want me to do? I said, what do you need? He's like, all we want is who you are, nothing more. We don't want you to be less than that. We don't want you to be more than that.
Yeah.
Just be you. And I was like, wow, it was so calming, right? Sherry never asked me to be somebody else. Yeah. She knows I am going to push everything. She knows I'm going to offend people. They might take something down, and they'll be like, why'd y'all take that down? Well, we didn't want to check with you on it because we know you're going to fight us on it. Put it back up, damn it.
Yeah.
But she's never going to fight me. And you
Yeah.
got used to like flowing
Yeah.
with this thing, you know. And I think more business owners should find some superstars
Absolutely.
and like find a superstar. Quit saying that you can't find good people. There's good people out there,
Oh, 100%.
but you can't get great people if you squelch them and overmanage them. And you never tried to overmanage me.
Yeah,
you
and
saw
that's-
something.
and there was such a different dynamic. Obviously, if I could do it all over again, I'd be like, okay, I understand where he's coming from.
Well,
But
you'd have just
during
got
it,
behind
I'm
me on
like,
everything.
"You're still a random guy in our community.
Yeah,
this
totally.
Lewis guy. So sometimes I'm like,
No,
well,
that
do you
was-
know what you're talking about? Like, it sounds like it, but
You know, how many people had to be telling you, like, what are you doing even trusting this freaking
Oh.
guy? He's from LA.
every day there was somebody. If it wasn't you, it was people texting me and calling me like, who is this guy
is-
and what the hell is he
Yeah.
doing in your community? And I don't trust him. Matt, you shouldn't trust him either. Get as far away from that guy as you
He talks
possibly can.
fast.
He talks too fast, and he's not. His intentions aren't pure, or whatever it
Yeah,
may be.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they just didn't. They had no idea who you were.
Yeah.
But it was a heck of a ride.
Well, you know, I learned from you, man. You're really involved in the community. You got to be. Everybody should get. If you want to be successful, you got to get involved in your community. I remember rappelling with you. You know.
Yeah, that was fun.
Even though I
Got
beat you down, I still got it on
Gotta
my,
have some fun.
my other phone, man.
You did beat me.
I beat you down. You know, your wife was
Work
pulling
hard, play
for you.
harder,
Didn't
right?
help you at all.
Yeah.
You got that old wide-legged stance, and I'm going down like Tom Cruise.
No, that's not how it happened. You guys gotta watch this video.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. We had a blast together. I learned a lot from you. I still continue to learn from you. I see what you're doing right now, and I see where you're going. And it's just it's a journey to we're just lucky to be a little part of your ride right now.
Yeah, and anything we can do to help Wake Up Pueblo
You guys are.
and continue to help and support the business owners in the community, all you got to do is reach out to me. And
Yeah, this is a great partnership.
Yeah.
I'm excited to have you and keep learning.
Beautiful.
Thanks for taking some time today, giving us a little 10x, a little wake up,
you
and
got it, man.
yeah. Till
Thank
the
you,
next
man.
time.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, my man.